Hello guys, welcome back to this lesson. In this lesson, we will set up our project to use React Router to enable us to implement routing functionality within our application. To do so, we simply need to wrap our entire application inside of a React Router component called the BrowserRouter. What is a BrowserRouter? The BrowserRouter component is a high-level component that wraps our entire application. It utilizes HTML5 history API to keep your UI in sync with the URL. It provides the routing functionality for your application by listening to changes in the URL and rendering the appropriate components based on the defined routes. So at the base of our routing functionality is the BrowserRouter component. Let's head over to our code and see how we can set up our application for routing using the BrowserRouter. So if we go to our app.js over here, first of all, let's import the BrowserRouter from React Router DOM. So we see import BrowserRouter from React Router DOM, just like this. Now we said our BrowserRouter needs to wrap our entire application, right? And our app.js is the entry point to our application and all other pages we might have in it. So let's wrap all the components inside of our app.js inside our BrowserRouter. So in our return statement, we're just going to call the router component, copy the div over here, and paste it inside. If we head back to our browser, let's refresh and see if that works perfectly. Oh, we have an error here. Alright, we have an import error here. Seems like I omitted the T of React. So if we head back to our code, I'm just going to add the T over here. Head back. Now if I refresh the page, everything seems to be working fine. So our router seems to be working perfectly. However, since the BrowserRouter is supposed to wrap our entire application, it's completely fine to use it like this. But it will certainly make more sense if we go to our index.js file and wrap our app component inside of it rather than wrapping all the components inside of our app.js. I hope that makes sense. So in our index.js file, we are just going to import the BrowserRouter again. So we say import BrowserRouter. And inside of our React.strict mode, we're just going to call the component and simply paste our app component inside of it. This offers a more robust way of wrapping our component inside of our BrowserRouter to use the routing functionality. Alright, so now we just have to go back to our app.js and remove the BrowserRouter component we called here, since we are now using it in our index.js file. Now with this, we have set up our application to use the routing functionality. In the next lesson, we will see this in action when we create different pages and switch between them in real time using other powerful React Router components.